in 10:16. So that's the new covenant, and he's setting it up here based on his death on the cross and his resurrection. And that's what he's saying here. The last thing I leave you with, my covenant, my last will, is to remember what I did for you. Then in verse 25, he says here, I say to you, I will never again drink of the fruit of the vine until that day when I drink it new in the kingdom of God. So that leaves us with a very interesting question. Okay, when is this kingdom? And it implies a future state of the kingdom. We said this several times before. This idea of the kingdom is very multifaceted, and it's not always as simple. In other times, he says here that he will not drink of the same cup until he comes again in the kingdom. So I think of, Steve, Revelation chapter 19, the marriage supper of the Lamb. That's the one I think he's talking about here. When he returns, then he'll be able to sit with us in the marriage supper of the Lamb, and we will have another great toast to his great work and to what he's done on the cross, his body and blood.
And that marriage supper of the Lamb is going to be at the beginning of the kingdom that he is coming to set up. And we call it the Millennial Kingdom because we get the time frame from Revelation chapter 20, where 1,000 years is mentioned 6 or 7 times in those verses that are right there in chapter 20. But all throughout the Old Testament, through the prophets, it's always spoke of a kingdom that was going to come, that the Messiah was going to be ruler over, the son of David, and he was going to be in the order of Melchizedek when Melchizedek was a king and a priest. We have all of that, an actual physical kingdom where Jesus is going to rule from Jerusalem. Well, it's going to be a physical kingdom that is going to be initiated there. And I think you're exactly right. It's, I think, at this marriage supper of the Lamb that speaks about in Revelation.